I ultimately think that everyone should be figuring out what it is that they uniquely do best that aligns with who they are fundamentally. And that gives them authenticity, that brings them specific knowledge, that gives them competitive advantage, that makes them irreplaceable. And they should just lean into that. And sometimes you don't know what that is until you do it. So this is life lived in the arena. You're not going to know your own specific knowledge until you act, and until you act in a variety of difficult situations. And then you will either realize, oh, I managed to navigate through these things that other people would have had a hard time with, or someone else will point out to you. They'll say, hey, your superpower seems to be X. I have a friend who has been an entrepreneur a bunch of times. And what I always notice about him is that he may not necessarily be the most clever or the most technical, and he's very hardworking. That's why I don't want to say he's in the hardworking. He's actually super hardworking. But what I do notice is he's the most courageous. So he just does not care what's in the way. Nothing gets him down. He's always laughing or smiling. He's always moving through it. And this is the kind of guy that 100 years ago, you would have said, oh, he's the most courageous. Go charge that machine gun nest. He would have been good for that. But in an entrepreneurship context, he's the one who can keep beating his head against the sales wall and just calling hundreds of people until finally one person says yes. So he'll call 400 people and get 399 no's, and he's fine with one yes. And that's enough. Then he can start iterating and learning from there. So that's his specific knowledge. It is knowledge. It's a capability that he knows that he's okay with it. There's an outcome on the other side that he's willing to go for. And that's a superpower. Now, maybe if he can develop that a little further or combine it with something else, or maybe even just apply it where it's needed, that makes him somewhat irreplaceable. And so you find your specific knowledge through action by doing. And when you are working for yourself, you will also naturally tend to pick things and do things in a way that aligns with who you are and what your specific knowledge is.